Stable Management, Lesson 5, First Check. So we have 3 horses in the barn today, Robbie, Goose, and Colonel, that we'll be taking care of. And my first initial observation of the horses is that they all seem content in their stalls. Robbie seems to be eating some leftover hay. Same with Goose. Colonel's a stallion, so he likes to check the back of his stall to see if there's any girls coming by. But other than that, they seem to be acting normally, no signs of distress. But we'll take a closer look at each horse. My first visual check of Robbie is that he appears to be bright and alert, no signs of distress or colic. He's got his head in his bucket eating some hay left over from the night before. I don't notice any abrasions that he's acquired in the course of the night. No new injuries. His eyes seem bright and clear, as well as his nostrils, no discharge. Hey Robbie, we'll check this side. I don't see any swellings or abrasions on this side either. As you can see, he does have some hay left over, so it's good that it lasted him through the night. His water looks good. He's consumed a little bit out of each bucket. His stall is in its usual disarray. Normally Robbie terrorizes his stall and leaves it a disaster for us to clean. But other than that, Robbie looks pretty good. So next we'll check on Goose. Goose has an injury on his chest that we've been doctoring on. It is pretty bad. So that's one of the things we're going to be checking. But straight off the bat, he seems pretty content, bright and alert. His eyes look clear. So this is the injury that he has. It seems to be pretty clean. He kept it pretty clean over the nighttime. It doesn't look infected. There's not a lot of swelling. There has been some drainage, I notice, but not too much because there's not a lot running down his leg. But other than that, it looks pretty good. So we're going to get that doctored on. And he's also on 2 different types of medication to help with the swelling and pain and to prevent infection. He and Robbie are playing between the bars, so that's a good sign. He seems interested and alert. I don't notice any abrasions or injuries that he's acquired over the nighttime. We'll check his other side. This side looks good as well. I don't notice anything out of the normal for him. And again, he doesn't seem to be any type of distress. He doesn't seem colicky. His stall's in its usual disarray. His stool looks good. He does have some hay left over. We'll check his water next. So the water looks good. He's drank about half out of that bucket and a little bit out of this one, so his water consumption is doing fairly well. So we'll go check the last horse and then we'll come back and doctor on Goose and feed him. Let's check on Colonel. Right off the bat, he seems pretty alert. His eyes look bright and clear. He seems to be pretty content. No signs of distress or colic. I don't notice any new abrasions that he's gotten over the nighttime. He does have 2 big fetlocks. He's got arthritis in them, so there's always some swelling, so that's not uncommon for a Colonel. He has some hay left over, which is good. He's going to need some more, though. Water consumption looks pretty good. He's drank about half of this bucket, a little bit out of that one. His stall, he contains the nest 1 area since he's a stud, and it's normally this right wall, so that's pretty normal for Colonel. We'll check his other side really quick. So I don't notice anything out of the normal for Colonel. He looks pretty good. How are you, dude? And again, he doesn't seem to be any type of distress. He's got a good appetite. Just seems pretty normal. All 3 of the horses have been checked over more thoroughly, and it appears that they are all in good health condition. We have fed and medicated the horses, doctored, cleaned stalls, refilled hay, cleaned water buckets, and refilled the water, applied fly spray and fly masks, and Colonel's been turned out. This afternoon, Colonel will be brought back in. We will visually check the horses again to make sure that they are not in any sort of distress, there are no new injuries, and they appear to be in overall good health. We will also observe their water and feed to make sure that they're eating and drinking normally. And then pretty much the same routine that happened this morning will happen again this afternoon. We will feed, medicate, doctor, clean stalls, and recheck hay and water, make sure that everything is set for the night. So that way they're good to go. So that's going to be our morning and evening routine. Thank you.